My Italian family thinks I'm absolute filth because my mother-in-law had been lying about me in Italian for 2 years. Then I confronted her in front of everybody. When I married Lorenzo 2 years ago, I thought I was getting the perfect Italian-American family. His mother, Nonna Francesca, seemed sweet and only spoke Italian. She'd smile politely when I'd bring homemade cookies or attempt broken Italian phrases like come sta while patting my hand gently. Every Sunday, we'd gather at her little Italy house where rapid Italian flew around the table, making me feel like an outsider. Lorenzo would translate, Mama says the sauce is perfect today, or she's asking about your job. I'd beam and try harder, bringing flowers, learning her favorite biscotti recipe. But something cold would flash in her eyes before the warm grandmother mask slipped back on. 6 months ago, Lorenzo started changing in ways that twisted my stomach into knots. He'd return from weekly solo visits to his mother and suddenly notice things that never bothered him before. Babe, did you see how messy the kitchen looked when Tony came over? He'd say, though Tony had complimented how spotless everything was. He'd mention his mother noticed I'd been looking tired lately and should take better care of myself. The comments felt like tiny needles accumulating into something that made me question everything about myself. His tone carried a new edge that made my chest tight with dread. I started obsessing over every detail. Our home, my outfits for family dinners, wondering what invisible standards I was failing. The worst part was watching Lorenzo pull away emotionally, while our perfect relationship decayed for reasons I couldn't understand. After a devastating Sunday where Lorenzo suggested I dress more appropriately for family dinner, I'd worn a modest sweater dress bought for church that he bought me. I hit my breaking point and downloaded Duolingo. If this family was judging me, I needed to understand what they were saying behind my back. I practiced obsessively during lunch breaks and late nights. Lorenzo found it adorable. Look at you, baby, trying to impress mama, he'd say with a smile that now felt condescending. The first breakthrough came 3 weeks in when I heard Nonna mutter, quella stupida ragazza, translated to, that stupid girl, while looking directly at me. I kept my face neutral, continuing to eat pasta as my hands trembled, realizing she'd been insulting me to my face for God knows how long. That night, I stayed up until 3 a.m. furiously studying vocabulary, needing to know exactly what poison she'd been spilling. The conversation that shattered my world happened on a Tuesday when I brought homemade minestrone to sick Nonna. I used the key she'd given me months ago and let myself in quietly. Approaching the kitchen, I heard her voice and froze. She was on the phone, and my newfound comprehension made every cruel word crystal clear. That girl is ruining my son, she said with venom I'd never heard. She's lazy, can't cook properly, dresses like a street woman, and makes Lorenzo soft and weak. My legs buckled as I grabbed the doorframe, the soup container slipping from numb fingers almost crashing to the floor. She continued, I've been telling Lorenzo little things, planting seeds about how she's not good enough for our bloodline. Soon he'll see what I've seen. She's absolute filth. The casual cruelty, the calculated manipulation. I became obsessed with understanding her deception's full scope, and what I uncovered made me physically sick. At family gatherings, I caught fragments where she'd tell aunts and cousins I was cold with Lorenzo, or only interested in his money, complete lies explaining why extended family seemed distant toward me. She'd been systematically destroying my reputation while I bent over backward trying to earn their love. The manipulation was sophisticated. She'd wait until I used the bathroom to plant poison, then transform back into loving grandmother when I returned. I watched her tell Uncle Giuseppe I'd been forbidding Lorenzo from visiting more, and witnessed her face morph from hateful conspirator to doting mother in seconds. Nothing prepared me for how spectacularly my planned reveal would explode. Every family member packed Nonna's dining room. Cousins, uncles, aunts, everyone. I rehearsed all week. When she stood for her traditional toast, I knew it was time. She launched into an elaborate speech about Italian family values, glancing at me with sickeningly fake sympathy. This time I understood every poisonous word, including, some wives don't know their place and try to change our good Italian boys into weak American men. My heart hammered against my ribs as I slowly stood, and dead silence fell. Nonna, I said in perfect Italian, voice steady despite trembling hands. I've understood every word you've said. Color drained from her face completely as I continued. Every vicious lie you told thinking I was too stupid to understand. Lorenzo's expression cycled through shock, confusion, and dawning horror as he realized what had been happening under his nose. He was devastated, furious at his mother for being manipulated like a puppet. He spent weeks apologizing, begging for couples therapy to rebuild the trust his mother had systematically destroyed. The extended family was shocked. Suddenly every cold interaction made perfect sense. They'd believed her lies for 2 years. The damage was irreversible. Lorenzo demanded genuine apology and respect, or she'd lose us both. After 3 months, she swallowed her pride and truly apologized, admitting she'd felt threatened by another woman taking her place in Lorenzo's life. Our marriage emerged stronger because we learned to communicate without his toxic mother deceiving us, and the sweetest revenge is that she has to see me at every family outing as the daughter-in-law she tried to destroy. Except now I'm fluent in Italian, unbreakable in my marriage, and beloved by the family that finally sees her for who she really is.